you doing?
Happy birthday, nephew.
That's simple. A lot of like to spend their money. We love to spend our money. We can't take none of this. None. Ain't no armored trucks pulling up at no funerals. Simple. So you better enjoy this. A fool and his money will part. We do this. So
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. What would lead to? February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This gonna be special. Epic. Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
A quick Google search for you says that your net worth is $20 million.
I know I got more money than that. I might go 70 days without looking at my exact total amount of my money because it gives me anxiety keep looking at numbers all day. It's like when you put money in stocks, the stock trader told me, say, put a lot of money in stock, don't keep looking at that. Drive you crazy.
Lil Meech just shook the hip-hop world, accusing Rick Ross of scamming Big Meech out of a massive $120 million deal. What was supposed to be a story of redemption has turned into chaos, with BMF now at the center of a major industry scandal.
Right now, my shoulder broke, but we still getting to the money. We still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
Think about it. It was all part of the plan. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, they set up Big Meech. Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross, and now you got 50 Cent be owning the rights to BMF.
Take a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
After Big Meech's release last October, the plan was to rebuild his empire through movies, business, and generational wealth. Ross came in promising a $120 million film deal that would turn Meech's life into a Hollywood success story, global BMF branding, luxury collabs, and big screen projects. But insiders claim it was all smoke and mirrors. No contracts, no money, just hype and empty promises. Ross allegedly used his fame to make it look real while reaping all the attention. Big Meech thought it was brotherhood, but it turned out to be business, and loyalty didn't protect him from getting finessed. Then 50 Cent jumped in. As the man who built the BMF TV empire and helped launch Lil Meech's career, 50 wasn't staying quiet. He'd invested time, money, and faith, only to see Meech side with Ross. That betrayal sparked tension across the industry, igniting a public feud that's now setting hip-hop on fire. 50 Cent did what he does best, trolling with precision. He went online clowning Rick Ross, joking that Ross sent Wingstop wings to Big Meech's prison cell. Beneath the humor, though, was a sharp message. Ross wasn't honoring the legacy. He was exploiting it. Then 50 turned up the heat, spilling behind-the-scenes stories about Lil Meech showing up to set faded, throwing up during training, and losing focus. He even claimed to find whippets in Meech's car.
Ross take a shit a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more.
We wearing Travis Scotts all week.
What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, he mentions me. It gets covered first. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip-hop blogs. It is what it is. And you watch, because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at?
It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with cutting your grass. Biggest boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 3:05 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Bam.
Fans laughed, but the shots hit deep. 50 was making it clear he was the only one handling business like a pro. Meanwhile, Lil Meech stayed smiling in public, clubbing with Ross and acting unbothered. But fans weren't buying it. They called the partnership fake, built on ego, not respect. Even Tony Yayo chimed in, reminding everyone that 50 had been holding Meech down from day one. When Meech sided with Ross, things started crumbling. Money slowed, buzz faded, and Hollywood cooled off. Then power star Michael Rainey Jr. dropped a viral bomb. "I don't feel bad for Lil Meech or Big Meech. Grown men should have seen this coming." The internet exploded. Ross tried to flip the moment into promotion, announcing tour dates and pretending nothing happened. That pushed 50 over the edge. He doubled down, saying the drama proved Ross's disloyalty and Meech's poor judgment. Rumors spread that Ross had a history of ditching his crew when things got rough, even letting them get jumped to test loyalty. Still, Ross kept the act going, announcing a so-called high-budget BMF movie to rival 50's series, name-dropping big directors. But fans weren't fooled. They saw it as more empty talk and clout chasing from a man who thrives on controversy. That's when the culture started waking up. The mask was slipping and people were finally seeing through Ross's game. Then Wack 100 jumped in and blew it wide open, calling Ross the real villain in this whole story.
When that song came out, that's probably like the hottest I ever seen a rapper. People was confronting Ross everywhere, 100 deep, with Larry Hoover Jr. 100 deep to confront Ross about saying the old man name in the song. Even some of the BMF guys for saying he think he Big Meech. When it come to Meech, Meech had guys getting BMF tats on their face in the pen.
I'm Big Meech, entrepreneur here at 5 Star Smiles to make sure that my smile is right forever. First off, image is everything to me, you know, so the first thing people notice is the smile. So knowing that I was going to be doing probably interviews and stuff like that and be in the limelight, I wanted to make sure that was the first thing I had did. And that's the thing, like a lot of people in the prison, they neglect our
He didn't hold back one bit. Wack said Ross was never truly loyal to Big Meech, just a manipulator using the BMF name to throw slick shots at 50 Cent. He broke it down plain. If Ross really respected Meech, he would have handled business quietly. No cameras, no flexing, no circus. But instead, Ross turned it into a one-man reality show. Loud, flashy, and fake. Every post, every press run, every staged announcement circled back to him. It wasn't about legacy, it was about leverage. Ross paraded Big Meech's name around like a trophy, using it not to honor the story, but to polish his own image. And honestly, that said everything. Think about it. This was never about loyalty or legacy. It was about attention. Rick Ross wasn't moving for the culture. He was moving for clout. From the jump, he'd been running slick plays on both sides, hyping Big Meech with talk of million-dollar projects and empire deals, while the only real empire growing was his own brand behind the scenes. He played the mentor role in public, but in private, he was stirring the pot, even managing to drive a wedge between Big Meech and 50 Cent, the very man who rebuilt the BMF legacy and gave the name a new chapter through TV.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking. Take a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe, nigga. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. It's gonna be special. Epic. Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
By the time the smoke cleared, all that was left were broken promises, fake press runs, and headlines that didn't mean a thing. Then Ross hopped online doing what he does best, bragging and flexing. He started talking wild about buying people's masters, even throwing shade straight at 50, saying he could buy his catalog whenever he felt like it. That alone had fans shook. But Ross didn't stop there. He aimed at Lil Meech too, saying 50 had to take him out of Detroit just to teach him how to act. It was a slick jab meant to humiliate both of them. But really, it just showed how obsessed Ross had become with being the loudest voice in every room. When the attention finally started dying down, Ross pulled his usual move. He ghosted, vanished from Meech's circle like nothing ever happened. And that's when the rumors exploded. Insiders started whispering that Ross himself was the real reason Lil Meech's Welcome Home benefit concert got canceled. Fans originally blamed 50, but people close to the situation said otherwise, that Ross didn't want Meech's name heating up again. He wanted him sidelined, out of the spotlight, while he kept parading online as if he was the one carrying the BMF torch. To the streets, that was straight betrayal. Using another man's struggle as promo? That's cold. Rick Ross turned Big Meech's name into clickbait, trading loyalty for likes, and when the buzz faded, he dropped it all like it never mattered. Lil Meech tried to clap back online, calling 50 Cent an internet gangster, accusing him of hiding behind social media for clout. But nobody bought that story. Fans saw right through it. They said he was just trying to clean up the wreckage Ross left behind. By that time, the memes were flying, the jokes were ruthless, and social media had already decided. Lil Meech looked like a young dude who got finessed in his own movie. It was sad, but it showed exactly how cold the game gets when loyalty and money collide. Ross's reputation made everything crystal clear. Every time he links up with someone who's already respected, something goes left. Fast. Whether it's deals that vanish, loyalty that fades, or people getting left behind, it's always the same pattern. Look at Maybach Music Group.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
Trying to decide how we gonna roll at this Meech concert tonight. 2 lambs, 4 Raris, 5 double R's, something like that.
I'm seeing a lot of about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross for this. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross.
Meek Mill, Whale, Gunplay, all once stood tall under Ross's empire. But behind that flashy image were late checks, shady contracts, and constant tension. The pattern was obvious. Ross played boss in public, but behind the scenes, it was all control and ego. He wasn't building a family, he was running a kingdom where only one man wore the crown. And that's the part people couldn't ignore anymore. He knew exactly how to move the chessboard, boosting himself while his own people got stuck playing pawns. If Ross had truly cared about the BMF name, he would have worked with Big Meech quietly, showing respect to a story that already carried power. But instead, he went public with it, loud, flashy, and messy, because he knew one thing: 50 Cent would bite back. And that's exactly what happened. This wasn't just business. This was pride. It was power. 50 was defending a brand he built brick by brick, from the streets to the screen, while Ross was out here poking the bear just to trend again. Even Meek Mill, once Ross's right-hand man, eventually stepped back after realizing that MMG wasn't built for everyone to win. The spotlight was always meant for one, Rick Ross. Everyone else was just background until they stopped playing along, and now that same playbook's being recycled with Big Meech and Lil Meech. The supposed $120 million empire deal that was promised to change lives turned out to be nothing but vapor. No papers, no project, no proof, just a ghost deal wrapped in hype. Another Ross production, all talk, no loyalty, and no legacy. Meanwhile, Ross walked away with exactly what he wanted. More clout, another round of interviews, more followers, more headlines. The man didn't lose a thing, and people started putting the puzzle together. Every single time Ross's fame starts to fade, he finds someone with real credibility to latch onto. He did it with Drake back in the MMG glory days, then with Meek. Then he dropped Larry Hoover's name, and now he's riding Big Meech's wave. It's a pattern so obvious now, even his own fans are starting to question it. While Ross keeps chasing temporary hype, 50 Cent flipped the entire formula. 50 turned real-life pain into billion-dollar storytelling, power, raising Conan, BMF. He built an empire off truth and strategy. He took the streets, the scars, and the lessons, and turned them into global franchises. That's the difference between the two. One man builds, the other borrows. Fans started saying it loud and clear. Ross is playing checkers, but 50's playing chess. One moves for the moment, the other moves for the future. Behind all the noise and online flexing, the truth became too sharp to ignore.
A quick Google search for you says that your net worth is $20 million.
I know I got more money than that. I might go 70 days without looking at my exact total amount of my money, because it gives me anxiety keep looking at numbers all day. It's like when you put money in stocks, the stock trader told me, say, put a lot of money in stock, don't keep looking at that. It's gonna drive you crazy.
Think about it. It was all part of the plan. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, they set up Big Meech. Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross, and now you got 50 Cent be owning the rights to BMF.
Every time Ross steps into someone else's world, that world ends up drained. Broken partnerships, lost trust, chaos in the aftermath. While he walks away grinning for the cameras like nothing happened. At this point, the blueprint's obvious. Rick Ross's playbook never changes. He thrives off other people's names, flipping their pain into promo and their struggles into his spotlight. And the question now is, how many more folks will fall for it before they realize what's really happening? Every partnership he touches starts bright and ends burnt. Because in Ross's world, loyalty doesn't last, only clout does. The pattern's undeniable. You look back and see it plain as day. This didn't start with Big Meech. It goes way back. Ross has been rehearsing this same hustle since the beginning. Remember, even his rap name came from another man's story. The real Rick Ross, the actual kingpin, was locked up while the rapper built a career off his identity. That wasn't inspiration, that was imitation. The real Ross even took him to court, trying to reclaim his name. But the rapper didn't care. He doubled down. He turned that man's reality into a multi-million-dollar persona, a larger-than-life image built off someone else's truth. He saw that formula worked once and never looked back. Then he pulled the same stunt again, dropping Larry Hoover's name in songs, interviews, and visuals like it was just another marketing trend. He used street legends, men who earned their names through real power and history, as props to boost his own shine. And now he's running the same game with Big Meech, twisting another legacy into his brand for clicks and relevance. But here's where it's different. This time, the streets are paying attention. People are watching closer than ever, catching every move, every post, every flex. They see how Ross keeps turning real pain into content, real loyalty into headlines, and real history into marketing schemes. And the wildest part? While Ross keeps winning the attention game, the people he touches keep losing something valuable: their respect, their peace, their credibility. It's a trade that never favors anyone but him. Meanwhile, 50 Cent keeps rising, playing the long game while Ross chases the loud one. 50's stacking projects, building wealth, and protecting legacies. He's not chasing validation. He's creating value. He warned the world about Ross years ago, called him a fraud to his face. And now every single thing he said is unfolding in real time. Fans have receipts, screenshots, and interviews lined up showing Ross's pattern clear as day. He moves for attention, not authenticity.
This is the gentleman's side of Meech, right? Yep. The plane lands Friday night. It's like 12 midnight. Alex calls me. He's like, yo, Chris, Meech needs the biggest suite in Cancun. I'm like, I ain't no travel agent. He's like, no. When I landed, they told me that you got the presidential suite at the Coral Beach. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I love Meech, but I'm not giving him my room. I'm like, yo, man, I'm not giving him my room. He's like, he'll give you $60,000 right now. I was paying $3,000 a night. He had that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But here's the gentleman's side of me. I switched to another suite. I get a phone call. I'm like, yo, what's up? Who's this? He's like, yo, is this Chris Latimer? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, we up in the presidential suite. I got some messages from you. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Tell me what they are. And I'm like, yo, brother, man, thanks a lot, man. Yo, tell Meech, good looking out, man. He's like, Chris, it is Meech.
That's important because a lot of people don't understand. To get to the top, you have to pay attention to every small detail. Okay. And knowing me calling him hear my voice, he knows the kind of man that I am.
And one viral comment summed it up perfectly. Rick Ross is a fraud. Period. He fumbled a whole legacy chasing clout. And that line hit like a gut punch because it's the truth. When you line up the facts, the pattern couldn't be louder. Rick Ross keeps building his glow off the credibility of people who already earned their stripes. He steps in, promises the world, and when the smoke clears, he's gone. From his MMG family to his so-called street ties, leaving confusion and broken loyalty in his rear view. The story never changes. Even with the so-called 120 million BMF movie, he played the same game, name-dropping Hollywood heavyweights like Tarantino and Antoine Fuqua to make it sound official. But when you look for receipts, there's nothing there. No movie, no script, no deal, just empty headlines and viral talk keeping his name hot while everyone else is left cleaning up the wreckage. And now, Lil Meech is the one catching all the backlash. Fans are starting to wonder, did he trust the wrong person, or was he just caught up in a bigger hustle he never saw coming? Either way, it's a hard reality check, because in this industry, image is currency, and Ross is a master at cashing in on perception. He knows how to stay relevant, even if it means stepping over the very people who believed in him. Every single time the cycle repeats, chaos follows. Bridges burn, relationships crumble, and when the dust settles, the only one left winning is Rick Ross. Even people who once rode for him are now backing away. Former associates are airing it out, saying they felt left behind once the cameras stopped rolling. Artists talk about shady paperwork and unfulfilled deals. Business partners describe him as all talk, no loyalty. The reputation's catching up fast. Because in the end, Ross's greatest hustle isn't music or business. It's making people believe he's part of something bigger, right up until he walks away with all the shine. No delivery. Because to them, Ross's empire ain't built on trust. It's built on illusion. Every move he makes is designed for exposure, not loyalty. Every headline, every post, every announcement is crafted to look powerful, even if it's standing on someone else's foundation. And now the streets are asking the real question. Was Rick Ross ever truly loyal to Big Meech, or was he just trying to become Big Meech in the eyes of the culture? When you really line it up, it all makes sense. That BMF track that put Ross on the map? It wasn't about honoring a friend. It was about becoming the legend, wearing that image and soaking up the respect that Big Meech earned in real life. Ross built his whole brand off the energy, stories, and pain of others, flipping their real legacies into his own marketing strategy. And the tragic part? Big Meech's name deserved better. His comeback was supposed to be about redemption, rebuilding, and rebirth, not confusion, controversy, and chaos. But the second Ross stepped in, that message got twisted. The spotlight shifted from rebuilding a legacy to chasing likes. What should have been a story about growth turned into a social media circus. Everything's crumbling, and fans finally see the truth. Manipulation, ego, and clout chasing run deep in this drama. The internet's done pretending. The receipts are out, and everyone knows who's real and who's fake. Now the big question? What's next for BMF? Can Lil Meech earn back trust? Can Big Meech reclaim his legacy? Time will tell, but 50 Cent's message rings loud. Real ones build, fake ones borrow. Right now, the streets already know who's who. Stay tuned. This story's far from over.